Should be officially live right now. Yeah, okay.
You're muted.
Okay, thank you. Thank you everybody for your patience. We did begin, but we are going to run it back for our YouTube community. Thank you everybody for joining. Just want to uh, start by saying my name is Sierra Hill Acres. I am the Senior Program Manager here at Junior Achievement. And tonight we will hear from 5 student companies participating in our JA Company Program after school. We will hear about what they have done since November and what they are planning to do over the next couple of months. Each group will give a presentation, and then our guest panel from Forbidden Fruit is going to ask them a couple of questions. I will introduce our judges shortly. For those unfamiliar with JA Company program, it is a 14-week entrepreneurship program that we offer as an after-school program for high school students that ends in a culminating competition in April. Students join a group at a host site of fellow students to start to run a business together. They are mentored by local professionals and have been meeting at the mentor's office. There are 2 parts of the program. The first part, students learn about business topics and brainstorm ideas for a startup. And with the second part being students actually launching and running their business. Right now, each group is at that transition point. As each company is on its own journey, some companies may be farther ahead than others. I want to, of course, thank our host sites because we could not do this work without you: Accenture, Lincoln Investment, Pfizer, Resolution Life, and RSM. Before we begin, I want to give our guest judges an opportunity to introduce themselves and what they do. I am excited to have them here because they are young entrepreneurs who found a need in the community and created a business around it, just like you all are doing. Forbidden Fruit, would you please introduce yourselves?
Hi, everyone. My name is Ty,
And I'm Stones.
and we're co-founders of Forbidden Fruit. Forbidden Fruit is a creative wellness company producing immersive experiences that support both individual and collective well-being. And it came about after we met around 2016. And along our journeys, we just realized that there was a gap of spaces and opportunities that actually catered to folks' well-being and their creativity all at once.
Yeah, so since 2019, we've used emerging technology and innovative programming to build bridges across communities in both physical and digital spaces. So that's anything from our virtual roundtables to our open mics and grant writing workshops. And we also do a big festival every year called Root to Fruit that's free for the community and based in wellness. But yeah, we're really excited to hear more about you guys and all the projects that you're working on.
Thank you so much, Forbidden Fruit. The first company that will be up today or this evening will be Resolution Life. So, if Resolution Life, you want to come off of put your camera on and come off of mute, we are ready for you.
Wait, do I share my screen? Okay.
Hi everyone, our company is called Patch Pals and we're so excited for you guys to hear all about it. My name is Nithya Vanacharla and I'm the president of Patch Pals.
Hi, my name is Aisha Tobiwala, and I'm the vice president of the marketing team.
Hey Anthony, I'm a sales team member.
I'm Anjani Girthi and I'm also a sales team member.
I'm Sid Wanka, and I'm the vice president of the supply chain team.
here's a quick table of contents, and we'll just dive right into it today with Anjani.
So what's the problem? A lot of kids don't really know how to handle small injuries on their own. When something happens, they can get overwhelmed or react the wrong way instead of taking simple, small steps. The problem is that most first aid kits feel very medical and intimidating, so kids don't feel comfortable using them. Remember when you fell during recess and had to get a band-aid, but were terrified of seeing the big, scary first aid kit? Our goal is to eliminate that fear and make learning how to take care of yourself a priority. What we noticed is a need for something that helps kids stay calm and understand what to do in a way that feels approachable and kid-friendly.
So, what is Patch Pals? Patch Pals created a first aid kit designed specifically for children who feel intimidated by traditional medical supplies. Each item in the kit includes an educational card explaining its purpose and how to use it, paired with a fun character to make learning about first aid kit feel like a game rather than something scary. Our goal is to teach children the importance of first aid and help them feel confident, recognizing common injuries and understanding basic care. Parents can use the kit as a learning tool by guiding their child through each step whenever an injury occurs. The kit is lightweight and easily portable, turning everyday places, home, school, playgrounds, or even errands into learning opportunities. Safety is our top priority, and Patrick House transforms first aid into an engaging, educational, and fun experience for children.
At this point, you might be wondering what is actually in the kit. Our kit is going to include things ranging from items you would find in a regular first aid kit to educational materials that will help children be educated about how to take care of themselves and learn what to do in an emergency situation without being scared. It's going to include tweezers, safety scissors, ice packs, candy, wipes, gauze, band-aids, cotton balls, medical tape, and educational cards, which Aisha is going to talk about in the next slide.
These are two examples of our educational cards. The cards show a conversation between two band-aids, and they're pals while they're patching, which symbolizes our name, Patch Pals. These cards will be helping the kids learn about how they can use each item to their advantage.
So how can you help us? We want to get Badget Pals into the hands of every family. You can help our mission or find more information by going on our website, which will be shared on the next slide. We're also thrilled to announce our Sales Day event at our host site Resolution Line, which will take place on February 18th. We'll be reaching out to different potential customers, such as schools and businesses, to expand our reach. So feel free to contact us if you have any potential buyers who would love our product. We also have a buy to donate option where you can purchase a kit and we will donate it to local hospitals, schools, and foster homes.
This brings us to how you can connect with us after this presentation. So, if you have your phone out right now, you can scan any of these codes on the screen. The first QR code takes you straight to our Instagram, which we post on once a week, and you can see updates, behind the scene content, and just information about the project plan we're working on. Our Instagram handle is at @PatchitPals, so even if you can't scan it right now, you can search it up later and give us a follow. We're also on TikTok, where we share short videos, fun content, and more ways you can get involved. Our TikTok is at Patch Pals. The last QR code will bring you to our website, which will allow you to learn more about our product and our company. Again, feel free to scan the QR codes or take a quick picture of the slide so you can follow us after the presentation.
Thank you for learning about our company, and we would love your support. We'd be more than happy to answer anyone's questions about Patchapal.
Thank you so much, Patchet Pals. Forbidden Fruit, would you please come off mute and on camera and give feedback and ask any questions?
Yeah, I think that first of all, this is a great idea. There are a lot of things that definitely work with this. Children are intimidated by first aid kits. They're not inviting. They're usually like red with like a
Yeah.
big white, and it's
Yeah.
like, it's like that's not
Yeah.
the first thing I want to see when I hurt myself, right? I think the educational aspect is very smart. I'm thinking about that phrase of like you can give a man a fish, but you can teach a man to fish, and just thinking about the implications of like teaching young ones to take care of themselves and
Yeah.
take care of others is super important. Um, and then you're customer based. Selling things to children, like they want things and then their parents have to get them. So you
Yeah,
guys were very intelligent and like smart about that. So that's what I got to start off with like what's working. I don't know if there's anything
thank
you want
you.
to say.
Yeah, I love it as well. I like the branding. As Stones mentioned, it's very much more inviting and less
Yeah.
intimidating than your typical first aid branding. And I also like the value proposition that was embedded in this idea. Like, not only are you providing kits to children and families, but also you're thinking a step ahead in donating maybe some of those proceeds back or donating the products themselves to
Yeah.
hospitals. So yeah.
Yeah, and I have a question as far as I know that we all just spoke in assumptions. Did you guys do any validating as far as like talking to parents and children and schools as far as like the need for something like this? I'm curious.
So a lot of us have younger siblings, and even us as like younger childs, we were always like, I know I was always scared getting like my flu shot at the doctor's office and seeing like the sterile nature of everything. And we were just thinking like, what's something fun that we could do that would make the entire experience like a lot more enjoyable and fun.
Hmm.
I have a question. I don't think I missed it. I might have. Was there a layout of price points on this product?
So we're still kind of finalizing our pricing. We're thinking somewhere between like the $15 to $20 range, but we're still like need to finalize all our costs and figure out what price point would be best.
So I would suggest that you guys do A, market research on that,
Okay.
and B, uh, talk to parents,
Hmm.
talk to the schools as you're saying, hey, this is the project that we're building. What would you pay for something like this?
Hmm.
Like even ask your parents, hey,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about charging $20 for this. Would you guys have paid for this for me at that age?
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, your parents are going to say, nah. But then it's like you iterate on that and then you figure out how to make it worth that $20, or maybe your messaging changes and parents aren't your target audience. Maybe schools are your target audience.
Okay.
So it just switches on what your guys' end goal ultimately is, which I think is trying to get it in front of as many children as possible.
Yeah.
So maybe schools are your target, instead
Yeah.
of trying to go family to family. So yeah, just think about where you guys could work efficiently because it is a good product.
Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you. And we'll definitely work on that.
Hmm.
Amazing.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Patch Pals.
Thank you.
All right, next up we have Lincoln Investment. So if you will please come off mute and I will pin you guys. Give me 1 second. All right, the Black Mirror.
Hi.
Hello, what are you mental? Okay, mental maps.
All right,
Okay,
all right. I'm ready
I
now.
will
I
pin.
couldn't find the unmute button.
All right, you're all set.
Everyone can see my screen?
Yes,
All right. I'm good to go.
you're good to go.
All right. Look at the person next to you. Statistically, one of you have checked your phone in the last 10 minutes. It's all right. No shame. We are living in an immensely digital era. For the average teenager today, creativity simply isn't being practiced. It's being viewed, liked, and scrolled on. We are losing the ability to think deeply, write clearly, and stay focused. My name is Adi.
My name is Sai.
My name is India.
And my name is Elijah.
And we are Mental Maps. Mental Maps is the cold turkey digital detox solution for the self-improvement market. It is more of a system rather than a notebook. We've combined a journaling experience with a curated bundle of guided prompt flashcards. We would never tell you to just write or figure it out. The point is to limit blank page paralysis. which I would argue is the bane of beginning anything. We've identified three main things holding our generation back. First, phone addiction has replaced boredom, which is vital for creativity. Second, without a screen, many teens don't know how to start a sentence. Third, a blank page strikes fear in the hearts of most, myself included. The sad truth is, it is easier to scroll TikTok for an hour than to write one paragraph. Parents see it, teachers agonize over it, and most importantly, teens know it and feel it. They want to grow, but they're stuck in a loop.
This is our mock-up. This logo speaks for a direction, a path of life as a young adult. Mental Map Journal is a guided space for people to think and allow them to have a thought process. Together, this logo shows that you don't have to have everything figured out right away, but allows you to move forward no matter what direction you're headed to.
Our main selling point, the flashcards. When you have free time, instead of reaching for your phone, you reach for the deck. You shovel, you pull a prompt. This eliminates the need for decision that plagues minds everywhere. By adding a set prompt, we turn a daunting task into a game. You aren't staring into a blank screen. You're responding to a physical challenge. This builds creative writing, muscle memory, and breaks the cycle of procrastination.
This mock-up shows how Mental Map extends beyond from just a journal into a lifestyle brand and a mindset. The journal to organize your thoughts, emotions, flashcards for your daily prompts for reflection and self-awareness in the bag. To carry your journal represents carrying growth into everyday life. Each piece is meant to support mental clarity and intentional living for young adults.
Our target selling points are to the self-improvement teens who want to do more than just stare at a screen, and parents who want to give their children the gift of focused mind. We are selling a return to thinking.
Mental Maps is available today for just $12. You can find us at our booth or online in our Instagram at Mental Maps JA. If you are ready to trade the scroll for a shuffle, the screen for a page, come talk to us. Let's expand your mind one map at a time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mental Maps. Forbidden Fruit, you're up.
Amazing. A great presentation. Thank you for sharing. I like the branding on this one as well. I love how you guys opened up the presentation by setting the scene and making what you were about to sell us more relatable, more inviting. It really allowed me to relate directly to your product. The target audience was clear, which is great. Price. The one question that I do have for you guys is I want to know more about your team. I think you all introduced yourselves, but I would love to know what the team is, who the team is that's putting this together and going to make this succeed.
I think it would be appropriate for me to start. I'm this year's company's president, and I have with me Sai, who is the vice president, India, who is a member of our marketing team, and Elijah, who is a member of our sales team. And all of our departments have come together to make the entire company. For example, we didn't know where to begin when it comes to how are we getting these notebooks, and that's where supply chain comes in. Unfortunately, we couldn't have anyone from supply chain join us for this presentation, but they were a huge part of it. Sales defined who we are selling to. One big insight that sales gave us was we should probably like step near the gym because those are where teens who already want to work on themselves are. And I never even thought of that. So without sales, we wouldn't have a target audience. And most importantly, marketing came up with our logo. We wouldn't have anything to show to you guys without marketing. So hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, definitely does. I was curious about that supply chain aspect as well. And how did you guys come to the price point of $12?
Sai, do you want to speak on that?
Yes, I had some trouble unmuting. So we did some research into all the three components, And so we decided, okay, how are we going to produce the notebooks? How much would that be per notebook? And then, because we're doing like kind of a kit with the tote bag, the notebook, and the flashcards, we decided that we would do some outsourcing and do some of it ourselves too. And that's how we got to keep our prices low and also manage some of the costs. So we just managed what do we need from outside. We did research onto places that could provide us with those materials, and with that all the market research, that's how we came up with our price point.
Great.
Yeah, I like this idea a lot, and we create similar products, so I want to give you something that we had to think about. And in this world of wellness, like journaling, flashcards, like all of that, there are a lot of competition, right? So like what is the thing that people get from the mental map, right? Like everybody wants to stop the doom scrolling, everybody wants to be better, but like what is the one thing that I get from the mental map? Whether it is I become a better writer or I become a better whatever, but just like what is that thing that you guys are going to make special about this that is not just another general thing, and whether it is the teen angle that you guys are really going to make this for teens or that the it's getting better exam grades, like whatever, just like really honing in on that, because the more niche that this product can be, the better it will succeed in this world of journaling, because it's like it's such a big thing. You got to make your thing pop or you're just competing with everybody else. um yeah, you want to make it special, but the branding is on point. You guys got great energy, the presentation was sharp. So like, yeah, it's just like what is that thing that I get from this that makes it special?
That's that's a great feedback you've given us. We were thinking about this as well because there's a large market in terms of self-improvement for sure,
Mhm.
100%. And journaling is one of those less appealing parts of it. Seeing so is it's just like a group of paper. You could just get that from anywhere.
Mhm.
For us, we want to harp on the fact that we're also making the flashcards ourselves, coming up with the prompts ourselves. So we for now, we are thinking our main angle is going to be made by teens for teens.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I totally understand that being more well-rounded in this area would lead to less of closed sales, if that makes sense. Like the sharper you are in products like these, the more people are actually willing to buy.
Mhm.
And so our biggest thing is helping people with procrastination. Creative writing also is kind of a byproduct of journaling in itself. And then um just staying off your phone, trying to
Mhm.
Yeah.
knock out at least a prompt a day to kind of delay the gratification of being on your phone. Let me fill out this page with this prompt I found on this flashcard until so that I can get off my phone for at least that amount of time.
So I
And I
think
would,
that,
yeah, sorry.
good. I was gonna say
I'd
I think
also,
that that's the angle. My bad. Just like starting there, and then
Mhm.
everything else kind of trickles from that. So it's like you want to stay off your phone for 5 extra minutes a day. Try the
Mhm.
mental map, and
Mhm.
then it's like builds from there. My bad.
Yeah.
Who was speaking? My bad.
sorry, I just wanted to also add on that one unique edge to our like journal is that the flashcards is kind of like a like guide and like there's a guide kind of it's like kind of hand holding people who struggle with creativity, procrastination, rather than just giving like a journal and telling them write something. It's like the handheld aspect of it that also makes us pretty unique.
Great.
Mhm.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. And next up, we have Accenture. So Accenture, you can come off mute and turn on your cameras. Let me remove these pins.
Yeah, sorry. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Okay. All right. Yeah, hello everyone. My name's Jack Jang, and I'm the president of Reline here at Accenture.
My name is Zainul Lee, and I'm the Vice President of Read Line.
My name is Junza Lin. I'm part of the finance team.
My name is Shen Hai He, part of the supply chain team.
My name is Vincent Redden, part of the marketing team.
Okay.
Sorry, there you go.
Okay. Now, imagine yourself sitting down reading a book like Harry Potter, but your eyes are always jumping ahead a line or two, and it just blurs out. And after that, you have no clue what you just read. And that frustration is something millions of people experience every single day.
And that's why we created Read Line, because we want to do reading and we want to do it right.
In the United States alone, over 50% of children are below reading level.
About 20% of people live with conditions like ADHD or dyslexia that make tracking lines of text very difficult, and nearly 80% of parents wish their kids would read more. This problem becomes abundantly clear when you realize that only 40% of kids can read on level. At the same time, studies show that reading can reduce stress by up to 70%, and when reading becomes easier, students are far more likely to keep doing it. The problem is, students avoid reading because it overwhelms them. At Read Align, we don't want reading to feel like a fight, we want it to feel like an alliance.
Okay, now I'm gonna try reading this for you guys. We fulfill a profound and multi-facilitated demand that sits at the intersection of global attention crisis, a blooming wellness, and yeah, that's kind of difficult for me to read. That's why we created Read Line. Now try reading this. With a simple cover, reading becomes 10 times easier. When you struggle to focus, your confidence drops, and reading slowly becomes something you want to avoid. However, our solution is a simple but powerful reading tool that helps align a reader's eyes line by line, reducing distractions and improving comprehension. By keeping attention on one line at a time, students can read with less stress and more confidence.
Our tool features a highlighted slot that guides your eyes line by line so you can stay locked onto certain text instead of jumping ahead or losing your place. Additionally, its small, compact design means students can slip it right into a pencil case or backpack and use it anywhere, such as in class, at home, on the subway, or even at your libraries. We also use a Fresnel lens to gently enhance vision, helping letters appear sharper without magnifying too aggressively. And finally, the color choices matter. We improvise to have softer shades of colors like mint and lavender to reduce visual stress and keeping eyes relaxed during longer reading sessions.
So that brings us to our mock-up. So what does our product actually have? So we currently use a Fresnel lens, acrylic sheets, combined with cellophane in order to make reading easier. Although we don't have our product yet, it should be rolling out this Thursday. And for anyone interested, we encourage you guys to keep track with us on Instagram and TikTok when we release our product later this week. Now, we are asking you guys to join us in our journey to help us bring focus and improved reading to kids around the city. Reading shouldn't be intimidating. It should be welcoming, which is why here at Read Align, we're building a future where students don't fall behind. And that's why our motto is to redefine reading, one line at a time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Read Align. Forbidden Fruit, you're up.
Yeah, I like this because I feel like I'm one of those people that you just start reading and then the page just blends into one big thing and you're like, where was I at? So I love the concept. I'm just curious about the actual execution. Um, like I know you guys don't have the product yet, but like how does it actually work? So I have the lens and then how does it assist me with reading?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I'll go back up to our mock-up. So it's kind of unfortunate that we don't get it until Thursdays. Unfortunate timing. But essentially we're using this kind of acrylic sheet as kind of the main body for the bookmark. So I'm sure you guys are all familiar with the bookmark being rectangular. And in the middle of the acrylic sheet, we're gonna cut out a Fresnel lens and then combine that with cellophane to act as kind of a highlighter that not only emphasizes the line you're currently on, but also just makes it a little bit larger, just so you're able to be like, okay, just to make it the reading a little bit smoother. So we offer it in a variety of different colors, and it's a very simple, straightforward design, but we thought that this design was very practical and it helped us stand out because the quality was definitely a bit better from our competitors.
So it's like a visual highlighter and a bookmark all in one type vibe.
Yeah, it's definitely multi-purpose.
Mm.
So you can use it as the reading helper, and then when you're done, you can just put it back in the page. And then later when you want to continue from where you left off, then your reading helper's in there.
That's very cool. And I think that a product like that, it expands. Like that could go to children, adults. The market is huge for this. This is really cool.
Yeah, who is your ideal target for this product?
Yeah, Aylin, do you want to answer that one?
Yeah. So originally we found that people with like dyslexia and stuff like that
Hmm.
have trouble reading. Like some of my friends at school, like some of them have trouble reading. So we wanted to target them at first. But then we realized that some people who really love reading, for example, like what I just said, like when they're reading like Harry Potter, for example, it's like a very long book. And it's like it takes time and it's like time consuming to read. And then you just get like stuck reading. You're just lost. So what we want to do is we also want to expand on the people who like reading books and also people who have trouble reading books.
Yeah, and just to add on to Aylin's point there, we're primarily going to target like elementary schools and middle schools, but also reach out to some of our friends as well. So mainly kids, but it definitely works for adults as well.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think with branding, design, this could be marketed to both children and
Mm.
adults, like a more refined version could definitely be sold to adults. This is really cool. But
I'm curious, you mentioned like your competitors. I'm curious about who those people are or like what they've developed and how your product differs from those products.
Yeah, that's a great question. So, I'm not sure about you guys, but personally, I've never heard about like reading strips or like anything kind of similar to this before I started doing research, back in November. I think that's primarily because the market is mainly towards people with dyslexia, which ours is too, but they don't really go like expand outside of that. So it's kind of a niche product that not a lot of people know about. And for the actual product itself, when you kind of look at the quality, it's really cheap, it's flimsy. It doesn't really offer a Fresnel lens like we do. And in general, it's just marketed mainly towards like very, very young kids, like those in third grade and below. But we want to expand that to be high schoolers as well, because we see a lot of our peers our age that struggle with reading, whether it be for your English class or the SATs or anything like that. So we're changing the market and we're adding Fresnel's lens just to make to further emphasize the words and to improve the quality as well.
yeah,
Great.
yeah.
Just one thing that I'd say, like, definitely double down on that with the lens being like your unique selling point and what kind of gives you an advantage over your competitors. Because it seems like you guys put a lot of intention into selecting that specific lens to up the quality of your product.
Yeah, and if this is something that you think is as unique as it sounds, I would definitely take the proper steps to protect this. Whether it's your trademarking or like copyright, like whatever you got to do to protect your asset, because this is really cool. And I definitely encourage you guys, because we all do this as creatives and builders and business owners, like you're creating kind of in a vacuum now. Once you have that physical product, take it to your friends that you think are struggling with reading. Not on like, yeah, hey, I think you're struggling with reading, use this, but find a way to introduce it to them, and then also like blatantly, like you could probably even find like reading specialists online and stuff like that and be like, hey, I had this tool that I think might work. Would you like mind using it with one of your students or something like that? And this is also solving a real problem. So I don't even know what the process is, but getting this like approved by doctors or like like real medical could be a serious step for you guys. Because yeah, if it really solved the problem of reading, this could change lives.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. Next up, we have Pfizer. So Pfizer, would you please come off mute. I will pin you guys.
Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Right.
Give me one more second to pin the rest of you. All right, you should be good to start.
Thank you. Today, children are more connected than ever, yet they've never felt more alone. As screens replace face-to-face play, essential skills like communication, collaboration, and emotional well-being are quietly disappearing. These effects are subtle, but far-reaching as they impact sociability, development, and the way our next generation connects with the world.
That's why we created Sea Circle. Our company's mission is to strengthen human connection by combating declining emotional well-being caused by reduced face-to-face interaction. Our vision is a world where children are able to socialize with others, explore new friendships, and anchor new skills to help solve problems. We want them to be able to make valuable, lasting relationships with one another and to be comfortable in communicating with each other. I'm Sampada.
I'm Annika.
I'm Anvi.
I'm Divya. And I'm Ananya. According to Johns Hopkins Medicine, children and teens now average over 4.8 hours of screen time every day. Even more concerning, the American Psychological Association reports that 40% of children ages 8 to 12 are already active on social media, and 1 in 3 children struggle with in-person social skills. As screens take up more time in young people's lives, they are increasingly replacing face-to-face interaction. Research published in Science Direct shows that 75% of teens report weaker social connection. When digital communication becomes the primary way teens connect, opportunities to develop strong social and emotional skills are reduced. If this trend continues, children risk growing up more connected to screens than to people. Without intentional solutions that encourage meaningful in-person interaction, social development and emotional well-being will continue to decline.
Our product, Grow Your Bubble, is a game designed to strengthen communication and social skills in younger children through structured face-to-face play. The game consists of a wooden block tower, 4 sets of ocean-themed conversation cards, and an additional deck featuring a sea monster that introduces engaging challenges throughout the game. During gameplay, players remove blocks from the tower and draw a corresponding conversation card, prompting real discussion and creative thinking. As children respond to prompts and interact with one another, they collect cards reinforcing participation and confidence in communication. The Sea Monster deck adds an element of unpredictability, encouraging players to think on their feet while staying engaged. Grow Your Bubble promotes real-world conversation while helping children develop confidence in expressing their ideas. We tested our prototype across multiple focus groups and received consistent positive feedback. In addition, child specialists and developmental psychologists reviewed our conversation prompts to ensure the game effectively supports social and communication development.
With Grow Your Bubble, Sea Circle is helping children build the confidence to speak up, connect, and engage with the world around them. We're shaping stronger social skills that last beyond our game and help to uplift our future leaders and changemakers. We would greatly appreciate your support in making our goals a reality. Please follow all of our social medias at seacircle.ja on TikTok and Instagram. Finally, if you have any other questions or concerns, please feel free to email us at jacppfizer@gmail.com. Thank you all so much for your time.
Thank you, Sea Circle. Forbidden fruit.
Wow. There's something special about being able to be concise and still tell the whole story. And I think you guys did a really good job at that. Because we were looking at each other like, wow, that's everything, like that was really good. We had one general question about price point. Yeah, what are you guys looking to charge for this?
Yeah, so we actually conducted a market research survey that we sent out to around 50 respondents of our potential target market, which consisted of parents, teachers, just generally anybody who had experience interacting with kids. And through that, we found that they were willing to pay around $16 to $20 for our product. But in addition, we are donating 10% of our proceeds to a charity organization. And so they're willing to pay additional money for that. So we're setting our price around $25.
Cool. That's really cool. And then I had one more question about can you go to the slide where it's the game? Like so is the kelp forest, open ocean, deep sea trench, are those all different decks?
Yeah, so
Mm.
I'm sure Divya can expand a little more on this, but to give a little more clarification on what the decks are, each deck mainly targets a different form of communication. So the Kelp Forest is sort of like a warm-up starter deck. Open Ocean is more of a collaboration deck. Divya?
Um, and then Deep Sea Trench is more like challenges. So we've introduced like some riddles that like we think that younger kids can solve. And then Coral Cave is more like teamwork. So everyone tries to contribute to like a story or something like along those lines. And then the Sea Monster is to kind of give the kids like a way to challenge themselves and work towards a common goal.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is really great work from the branding to the product itself to the lengths that you guys went to get things validated and to target certain groups that made sense and aligned with your product. I'm curious from a consumer standpoint, you opened up as Sea Circle and then you shared something about Grow Your Bubble. So what's the difference between those two? Is Sea Circle the brand and Grow Your Bubble a product of that brand? Can you just clarify that?
Yeah, Sea Circle is the overarching company that we created, and Grow Your Bubble is the main product that we will be selling throughout the program.
Okay, great. And what value of your company does Grow Your Bubble bring to life?
As high schoolers, we noticed that we had a very different childhood compared to the children that do now. We created memories through having board games, little conversations, playing outside in the park for hours. But that's something that we're noticing these days that is harder to happen with the younger generation because they're so used to using online platforms such as like Discord, Snapchat, even like TikTok to communicate with each other, but then when they're um presented in front of each other, they have trouble communicating because they don't know how to speak without being not in front of a screen. So for this reason, we created Grow Your Bubble because we want kids to feel confident and at ease when they're talking.
Beautiful. Yeah, I'll always just encourage synergy in your product and your company. It's amazing that you guys are able to produce two separate things. So always just be able to tie your product back to your mission, which you guys just did perfectly. But yeah.
Yeah, and I have just a bit of a more tactical question because I want you guys thinking about this. Like, how do you get the first 100 units sold? Like how do we get this in the hands of people? It's been validated. The branding is great. Are you guys waiting on a prototype? Do you have the prototype?
I mean, I can definitely talk about that a little bit. We
Mm-hmm.
used a prototype to test with the focus group, and
Mm-hmm.
it consisted of 6 cards from each deck. And we got a lot of positive feedback on which cards kids liked, which cards they didn't like as much. And we're able to kind of tailor the feature cards that we're going to add to our kit based off of what they liked. So that was some valuable feedback for us. As well as for the first 100 units, we typically do have a sales event, but we're also looking into our Buy to Donate program and other potential sales venues. So we do have a couple of sales venues in mind right now. But for our Buy to Donate program, we're definitely thinking of targeting an organization related to children with autism, mostly because it's children with autism who do have a lot of trouble communicating. And our Buy to Donate program was established because oftentimes we'd have these sales events and there would be people who really wanted to support our company and really like the product, but they didn't have the age group that it was targeted towards. And our Buy to Donate program was really successful in helping us get those initial units sold.
Amazing. Great.
Awesome.
Thank you guys so much, Sea
Mm-hmm.
Circle.
Thank you.
All right, and last but not least, We have RSM.
Hello, can everyone see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Perfect. Alrighty.
Hi, everyone. This year, Junior Achievement is challenging you to put your phone down if you dare. My name is Angelina.
My name is Jordan.
My name is Joanna.
And my name is Katie.
And we're excited to introduce our new product, the Dare Deck, a challenge designed to help you unplug, live in the moment, laugh, play, connect, and truly be a teen again.
The Dare Deck's main goal is to expand safe creative spaces for teens by giving them meaningful offline opportunities to connect, create, and have fun. Our product commits to empowering local teens to not only think for themselves, but make intentional choices and build real-world connections and confidence. As we are built by teens for teens, we have a goal of making every player feel like this product was created by people just like them.
So, what is the problem? Why create this product? Well, the National Center for Health Statistics states that during July 2021 through December 2023, one half of teenagers ages 12 through 17 had 4 hours or more of daily screen time, roughly 50.4%. Teen spaces are shrinking due to urban design, business closings, and etc. And this leads to teen isolation, poor social skill development, and worsened mental health. Developmentally, teens need free spaces to explore independence and identity, which is hampered by a lack of access. To solve this, the Dare Deck reduces screen time, strengthens real-world social skills, and creates safe, fun, and accessible alternatives to digital entertainment.
The Dare Deck is a challenge.
The Dare Deck is a challenge to put your phone down and actually laugh, play, and be a teen again. We are a collection of themed activity kits designed to pull teens away from their phones and give them real, safe experiences, both indoors and outdoors. As Joanna said, today over half of teens ages 12 to 17 spend 4 or more hours on screens daily. And studies show that teens with heavy screen use are significantly more likely to experience anxiety and depression. The Dare Deck responds directly to this growing issue by offering a fun, social alternative that encourages real-world connections. Dare Deck is made for teens, families, schools, clubs, and community organizations looking for safe, engaging alternatives to screens. By purchasing Dare Deck, customers aren't just buying a game. They're investing in the mental health of our rising generation, social connections, and a solution to one of the most pressing challenges facing today's teens.
The game has a few fun components, so let's take a look at our prototype. So the player will first roll the provided dice, and the number it lands on will provide the challenge card for the actual dare. The dice has 6 sides for 6 possible dares a player can have for a challenge. For example, our top 3 challenges are: if you roll 1, you get the standard card. Do the card standardly. Number 2, a time challenge. You're going to flip the sand timer, and you have 1 minute to complete the designated challenge. And number 3 is our no talking challenge. You must complete the dare without talking. The player will then draw one of our 6 types of player cards: either dare you to play, dare you to think, dare you to notice, dare you to talk, act, or create. Then the rules are simple. If you create the dare, you win the token, and the first player to get the 10 tokens wins. We also do provide the 1-minute sand timer in the box for players to draw the time limit card, and 5 fidgets per box. The fidgets are recommended for players to use and play with as a distraction against their devices. There are also safety labels attached to our boxes to ensure player safety.
Yeah, so like Angie said, the Dare Deck is a really fun game for kids and teens. A little bit about what the box includes: it comes with 54 Dare Deck cards, 1 phone parking pad, 1 dice, 5 mini fidgets, and one sand timer and 15 golden tokens. As for the price, we are still uncertain about it, but we are approximating it to be around $22.99. As for those who want to get involved with the Dare Deck, this is our Venmo QR code where you can donate and invest. It's $10 per share, and don't forget to add your name and your email. If you have any additional questions, feel free to visit our website and our socials. Thank you.
Thank you, Dare Deck. Forbidden Fruit, you're on.
Amazing. Yes, this presentation was so thorough. I don't think you guys missed a beat. This was very well put together, thought through, and also a great idea. Um, Even in just this hour with everybody today, we've noticed that there is a need for young adults, teens to be more connected, to be in spaces that cater to their well-being and have opportunities and experiences that do the same. So I'm curious, what is your unique selling point that's going to set you apart from your peers, your competitors, other people that are looking to solve the same problem?
So I would say our unique selling point really is attempting to get away of the idea of just kids being focused so much on technology. As that is a main reason on why we created the problem, we started to notice, like when we actually played with the prototype for the first time, we started to notice that our product actually makes you think. Even when thinking isn't even when thinking for yourself isn't the easiest decision to make or the easiest thing that you can do, when you can easily Google search it, use technology like AI to create ideas that you could have just made for yourself. So I think that will be the number one. And also just noticing we had to sit around at a table and do a focus group on ourselves and just realize that there are not a lot of opportunities for teams to actually be teams. For example, if you take Roblox, for example, they turned their app that was supposed to be for teens into an app for adults instead. So it's like if products and companies are going to make choices like that, you're going to need a product that teens can feel comfortable enough with to suffice for. So
Great answer. Um, and to respond to that, I already forgot what you said, not because it wasn't good, but because it was kind of long and a little bit poetic. So maybe narrowing in on that unique selling point, to me, it sounds like it's like focus. So maybe going and doing some research around like what are the focus statistics when it comes to young adults to teens, like um, what trends are we seeing in media in the mainstream, and really doubling down on that. You guys mentioned that you have fidget spinners in your game, so that was one point that we both were like, oh, that's cool, like because as you're sitting there playing the game, it's easy for you to get unfocused. So the fidget spinner even being an element that's really doubling down on that sense of focus, feels like that's something that could be a very unique selling point for you guys.
Hmm. I had a question about uh is there like themes to the dares? Did I miss that? Like, are
when
there? Yeah, my bad.
when you say themes, you might be referring to the types of playing cards that we have.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah. So with the types we have six types of cards, and then there's nine cards per type. So we
Hmm.
have Dare You to Play, Dare You to Think, Dare You to Notice, Dare You to Talk, Dare You to Create, and Dare You to Act. So each of those categories have their own pinpoint. For example, our Dare You to Think cards, those are cards specifically targeted for you to, like, one of our cards, for example, is find three objects around you and create a new product, and then you have to pitch it. Those cards are under Dare You to Think because we want you to use your own mind to actually, think of something new or think of something better. For another example, Dare You to Talk, those are just like conversation starter cards. Even if you're playing with people you don't know, there's always something new that you can find out about someone, so that's kind of why we did that. And then yeah, so each type of card kind of has like their own category. So it's not too niche, and it's like any of the cards can be expanded into something more.
Yeah, I think that A, you guys should have examples of types of questions because that question is a really good question. That's not what I would have thought of being in the deck, right? And it's a very intelligent question. So you guys are targeting like people who are intelligent, who like to think, who want to be together. So speak on that and maybe even think about the name because the Dare deck it's just a little edgy, you know? So you guys are going to have to do a little bit more work to get it in front of those people just based on the name. So I just want you guys to think about that a little bit. And I think that there is a lot of potential with a structure like this for you guys to play with themes, you know, and be able to expand on it and stuff like that. But I love the idea. I think it's really cool. And I think that touching on the issue of the spaces being diminished. You know, it's a
Yeah.
real thing. Malls are closing, stores are closing, parks are shifting, like all that stuff. And it's like the spaces that teens once felt invited to don't even exist anymore. So it's like the fact that you guys are creating something that's going to bring people together, is really dope.
Yeah, and I just want to add on to your like previous question about the one of the selling points. I think one of the main things about this game is that it differs from other card games because part of the game is putting your phone into the phone parking lot. We weren't able to mention it, but you do lose a token if you touch your phone. So that creates like incentive to not touch your phone, and then thus you do reduce screen time a little bit more, right? Say you're playing Uno, there's no part of the game that doesn't say you can't like go on your phone, go on social media, do something else. And there's always distractions with that. But with our game, because it's integrated, that kind of draws away from that, impulse to go grab your phone. And also with the fidgets, your focus is shifted away from trying to grab your phone to something else.
Mm, you just touched on something really powerful, like screen time down, focus up. America is so competitive, like people in America are just super competitive. So if I know I'm losing points for touching my phone, oh, I'm not touching it because now it's a competition. Um, and yeah, just being able to like gamify this very holistic intention is a powerful thing to be able to do. So great work.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Good job. All right. So I'm going to pin myself. And then Keyshawn, if you can unpin everybody else. So that was incredible. I want to congratulate and thank each of our students who presented here tonight. I'm so excited to see and hear about your journey over the coming months. The recording tonight's event will be available on our YouTube channel. So if you would like to rewatch or share, you are able to do so. I will send out the link afterwards. Before we log off for the night, I want to fast forward a little bit and talk about our Future Bound Ignite event that we are having in April. It is our end of the program celebration for Company Program After School. It is an in-person event where representatives from each company present about their journey throughout the program, as well as have opportunities to network with each other and VIPs and business leaders in our community. There is also a competition element where students will compete for individual awards and scholarships, as well as for the Best Company Award, which comes with a chance to attend our national conference and competition, which will be in Boston. Future Bound Ignite will be held on April 16th at Temple University, and there will be more information shared on our socials. I want to thank again our guest judges, Forbidden Fruit, for being here tonight. You guys were great, so I appreciate you. And so that wraps up our program for tonight. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for your patience as well as we figured out some of the technical kinks in the beginning. You guys were given information on how to stay up to date with our student companies. So please make sure you follow JA and our student companies on social media. Thank you, everyone, and have a great evening.
Thank you, guys. You guys did great.
Yes.
Goodbye.